Miss Jacky Oh channeled Marilyn Monroe 1 year ago to the date of her death. Very strange. Let's get into it. And this is just a quick video of something that I noticed about the death of Miss Jacky Oh. So if you look at her pictures, you can tell that, over the last few years, she wears a lot of different hairstyles, but she seemed to be trying to emulate Marilyn Monroe. So when I would look at her pictures, because I did other videos on her, I was like, oh, I'm getting a Marilyn Monroe feel from her, like she must have really loved Marilyn Monroe. And of course, Marilyn Monroe was gorgeous, beautiful, died very young at the age of 36, had somewhat of a tragic life. And so as I was looking at her pictures, Miss Jacky Oh, I was like, wow, that's weird that she seemed to be trying to emulate Marilyn's look, trying to be the blonde bombshell, and then to die at such a young age tragically. So I was doing a little research and found that, yes, she did, really like Marilyn Monroe. She did try to look like her, or, at least try to do some, photo shoots where she was emulating her. But let's look at some of the things that are a little bit odd, the connections here. Marilyn Monroe was not raised by her parents. She was shuttled around, and she was raised in different foster care homes and orphanages. Jacky Oh had a similar background in that she was abandoned by her mother. Although she was raised by her father, there's still an issue of abandonment. These situations where children aren't raised by their mothers, unfortunately, sometimes it's kind of common for the dad not to be present, but to not be raised by your mother is very hard, So I saw a similarity there in the sense of how they probably both had issues of abandonment. Both ladies were very pretty, very beautiful. If you go to Jacky Oh's page, her Instagram page, you'll see people, constantly telling her she's just beautiful, beautiful. But no matter how much people told her, apparently it wasn't enough validation for her. There's a documentary on Netflix of Marilyn Monroe's life. And Marilyn, even though she was thought to be such a beautiful sex symbol, she did not feel like that. And she didn't even really like being thought of as that. She was kind of a quiet, humble kind of a woman. And so that's the same thing we get with Jacky Oh, that even though there's this persona that she's so pretty and all this, had a really kind, innocent spirit. That's what people are saying about her. And if you look at her videos, she comes across very, very nice and very, sweet. Both women, again, thought to be very beautiful. But the one thing that neither of them could seem to obtain is true love. Now, Marilyn Monroe, we know that she's, been married a few times, allegedly dated the president and all of those things, and just never could get the love that she wanted. But if you look at Miss Jacky Oh, when you look at her relationship with DC Young Fly, there's some cracks there. A lot of people are starting to say that even though she put this front up, this facade, that they were this happy family, that is not what was really happening behind closed doors. And for me, that was confirmed when I saw DC Young Fly do an interview, and I posted that in another video where he actually talks about polygamy, and he was okay with other women having more children with him or having children by him. So just reading things online and even looking at some of her comments where people are on her IG page saying, he's cheating on you, they even mentioned girls that he allegedly was dating. So, we see some fractures there. Even though she tries to paint this picture on her YouTube channel that they're this cohesive, happy family, it doesn't look like DC Young Fly was reciprocating. These are just opinions. These aren't facts. This is just what people are saying. And my perception after reading and looking at her page, nobody knows what was really going on. So what I found kind of weird was that Jacky calls herself Miss Jacky Oh. Now, everybody knows that there was, I don't want to say everybody knows, but let me just give you a quick synopsis. So Marilyn Monroe was allegedly dating John F. Kennedy, right? The president, and his wife was Jacky Onassis. So they called her Jacky Oh. And so here's the intersection. So Miss Jacky Oh calls herself Jacky Oh. She looks like Marilyn Monroe, or she has the persona of the Marilyn Monroe. Interestingly, Marilyn Monroe allegedly cheated with the president, which was Jacky Oh's husband. So we have Miss Jacky Oh taking on the name of Jacky Onassis, her nickname Jacky Oh, and taking on the physical appearance of Marilyn Monroe, which Marilyn Monroe was the president's mistress. I just think it's just So very odd to me. So you have her combining the two people, Miss Jacky Oh, and Marilyn Monroe. They're kind of morphed into one. So that's Miss Jacky Oh, I'm assuming. And then Jacky Oh does a tribute to Marilyn Monroe last year, June 1st, 2022. And she calls herself Miss Jacky Monroe. So not only is she trying to look like her, which we know multiple pictures, like the short blonde hair. I think I've even seen a picture. Did she have a mole? I can't think of that. That's just something that just crossed my mind. But, you know, tons of pictures of her looking like Marilyn Monroe. You know, this little sex kitten. She does this photo shoot, little video. Calls herself Miss Jacky Monroe. You know, she calls it out as a tribute to Marilyn Monroe on her birthday. And 1 year later, May 31st, 2023, 1 year later, she's dead after channeling Marilyn Monroe. It's like she summoned Marilyn Monroe's spirit, right? Both ladies died in their 30s. Miss Jacky O was 32. Marilyn Monroe was only 36. But this death, for some reason, it just so many weird spiritual elements. It's just strange to me. But anyway, jump in the comments and let me know your thoughts. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye.